Hi everyone, John here from All Miniatures Great and Small. Today we're going to be doing another hobby video. We're just going to do a assembly and look at the E-100 German super heavy tank for Clash of Steel. Alright, so in the Clash of Steel War of Unification American versus German starter box, you get one of these for the German side. It's kind of their centerpiece model on their side. Where the Americans had a couple of new kits that we hadn't seen before. This is the big show for the Germans. They also get some Panthers of different varieties, but and then the Scorpion, which we will also build. This obviously is a big draw, a big attraction. A lot of people get into Flames of War and probably Clash of Steel as well because of giant, enormous tanks like this. In World War II, really only the Germans built these, these super giant heavy tanks. Soviets, you might be able to argue the IS-2, but even then. But with Clash of Steel, it gives everyone the ability to field these giant tanks in kind of apocalyptic warfare, which is cool. All right. Enough of the chit chat. We're just going to go ahead and clip everything out and then assemble it. I do want to point out, though, we do have two versions of the tank on the model, and you'll see that by the two different gun barrels over here. You get I think this is a 12 centimeter and a 15 centimeter. Let me just double check because I've got my little book here. Yeah, it's got a 12.8 centimeter or a 15 centimeter. Obviously, today we are going to be building the 15 centimeter version because why not? If you're going to build a super heavy tank, let's give it the biggest gun it's got. All right, I have removed all the parts from the sprue. Now we get to the fun part of assembling. I did want to point out some of the cool detail on here. I just love all the detail on those tracks. It's a shame that that's going to get all covered up by the truck guards, but looks really good. And then the part that's on the ground is obviously not very well detailed, but you never really see it, so I can see that. And then just some of the cool deck detail there. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the hull. Almost always these, you start with this back plate, so that's what we're going to do. Now I'm using my Mr. Cement super glue, plastic glue. It doesn't take much of this stuff. Because of capillary action, it just kind of goes right into the seams. Now, the most common comparison that this tank's going to have to other tanks is going to be the mouse. But the track is nowhere near as fiddly as the mouse. The mouse had like, I want to say like 4 different pieces you put in. Try to get some glue in there before it evaporates. And we're going to try the same thing. I don't think that worked that well, so going to go in from the top. good squeeze. I think we can maybe use a little bit more over there. Okay, so we got that. Next, we're going to do the hull. Off camera, I thought I got all of the little nubbins, but it's probably smarter to do this with a file, but you can do it with a knife if you're careful. So far, the fit has been spot on with this kit. I'm pretty sure this one is in the World of Tanks video game. I never really went up the German tech tree. I'm primarily in pro-American tanks. So I did not get far in a lot of other nations when I played. But, yeah. I'm pretty sure this is in the game. Plus, I'm sure that Gale Force 9 would not have made it in for here unless they were going to include it in their World of Tanks board game adaptation. So I really missed a lot of pieces on that one. So this is going to fit there. No, that's actually a pretty good fit. Looks like I might have missed a spot right there. Sorry, I had to take that off camera to see. These require quite a bit of, see, even like a little nub like that will keep it from being seamless. So now when we put this on, really you should probably glue this on separate, but the way it go. I'll hold it for a little bit. All right, so as far as side skirts go, these ones were actually very easy to apply. Some Battlefront models are harder than others when it comes to side skirts. They've gotten better over the years, and I like it. Now, these side skirts have a nice curve to them, so this is one thing that does differentiate it from the Maus, which is basically just a box sitting on top of another box. Not very aesthetically pleasing, but this thing's got some curves to it that look pretty nice. And now the turret's still just a giant box. And if I remember my history right, I think that at one point they had talked about maybe the Maus turret being able to fit on here, but I don't know what that would have accomplished for him. Okay, let's go ahead and put this thing back here. It's these little parts that kind of make the tank come alive. Just little doodads sticking out here and there, particularly when you're, you have a swath of just flat armor everywhere. All right, I think that's the hull for now. So let's go over to the turret. Let's let that dry. We've got the, looks like the back of the turret. Maybe we can lay our glue on the inside on this one. Ooh, that brush was kind of full of glue. Then we've got our turret. I'm not going to glue the peg in because I want to go magnets for these guys, but you get the idea. Okay, there you go. It just kind of sits in there. Alright, just kind of smush that all together. We got this cool thing that goes on the top. I think it goes like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think that's the rangefinder. Maybe the infrared. I think this tank has infrared. Alright, then we've got the hatch. I'm going to open this up because he's probably going to be the leader of the force. So I want to glue a guy sticking out of that. And then, well, look at that. How embarrassing. If Chris is watching, he'd have my hide for showing you such a shoddy seam work. Oops. All right, and then we got, this is the big one. This is the 15 centimeter. To hold it in place. Get some glue on that side. It probably already made its way over here, but just to be on the safe side, we'll put some more glue there. And voila, we have the E-100. Let's go ahead and get her on the tripod. There you go. That's the E-100 for Clash of Steel. This tank, just to kind of go over some of the stats, I'll probably go over more detail in a separate video, but this guy has a front armor of 18, side armor of 9. The gun that we equipped him with, the 15 centimeter gun, is terrifying even in Team Yankee terms. It has a 36-inch range. It only has one shot halted rate of fire, but it's anti-tank 26 auto firepower. So that's kind of terrifying. That would, to give you context, punch through an Abrams with no problem. So quite the tank, and I think this tank looks better than the Elephant, or sorry, not the Elephant, the Maus. The Elephant, I don't know what I was thinking there, but I think it's really cool. Like I said, you get one of these in the Clash of Steel box, and you can buy them as a platoon as well, but a good looking tank for the Germans for sure. All right, there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do consider giving us a like and subscribe. Click that bell to receive notification when we release new content. As always, thanks for watching, and keep on gaming.